to begin with an invocation by Mayor Pro Tem Dwayne Seats, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Edward Isom. All rise.
Gracious God, our Father, we thank you tonight for your love, kindness, and tender mercy. Thank you for bringing us here safely. Thank you, God, for all that you've done for us, and give us wisdom and understanding and knowledge. Let there be peace tonight. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yield to the city clerk.
Commissioner Clark Griffin.
Present.
Commissioner Henderson.
Present.
Commissioner Henry. Commissioner Isom.
Present.
Commissioner Kennard. Commissioner Singleton.
Present.
Commissioner Warren.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats. Mayor Mohammed.
Present.
You have a quorum.
This brings us to the approval of minutes. Regular minutes, February 3, 2025. Is there a motion for the approval? Motion is made by Commissioner Henderson. Is there support? It is supported by Mayor Pro Tem Seats. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Henry. Commissioner Isom.
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard. Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Commissioner Warren.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats. Commissioner Clark Griffin.
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion carried.
This brings us to approval of accounts payable listing. Is there a motion for the approval?
Motion for the approval?
Support. Motion's made by Commissioner Isom, supported by Mayor Pro Tem Seats. Is there discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Isom.
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard. Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Commissioner Warren.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin.
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
Commissioner Henry. Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion carried.
This brings us to our monthly update by the Honorable Commissioner of the City of Benton Harbor, representing us in Berrien County Commission, the Honorable Amy Yarbrough.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor Marcus Muhammad. Good evening, Honorable Commissioners and Honorable Citizens. I thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm not good at dates. I wish I could say that I've been doing this since whatever, but for quite some time. And I thank you for the invitation and the opportunity. I know all these things are on the computer and it's in the newspaper and all, but I like to come and bring to you all things that are necessary. And when I tell you these different things, I want you to do them. I want you to pay attention and go and see what it is, see if it fits you. And I know that you all probably get tired of me talking about this property, but I want you to know about these tax sales and that people are buying land in the city of Benton Harbor, Michigan, from all over the world. Don't you want some of it? If you live next door, that we've done a number of things where you could buy a piece of property for $50. You could buy a piece of property next door to you for $250. They take it and meld it into one property. You pay one tax bill, not two or three or however many pieces of property there are. But we need to have that. So many times I know people cut grass because it's a vacant lot next to them. See if you can't buy it and make it yours. And this is what I wanted to let you know, that always things continue to change. And for many years, county did all the paperwork. And I think about those old movies you see with the cowboys and the sheriff is coming to get the land and all. But you can do this, and it's over the computers. There is a company, and maybe there are more than one, but this one company has about 70 counties in Michigan that they do their tax sales. And they're all about the same time. And what happens is is that they, in the state of Michigan, there are 83 counties, so I think they're doing 70-something. And for the county, when we did this, we had to rent a building, we had to make copies of all these big pieces of paper of the land, we had to hire extra sheriffs and all, because when you come, you got to put money down. And there's cash money there, and just, it was stressful. And now they're doing it with this company. And when you go around and you see land and you see this little tag in the yard or on the property, then write down the number for something you may be interested in, be it vacant or be it occupied or be it whatever. If that tag is on there, then it's in the sale. People have until March 31st to pay their back taxes. When it goes to the tax sale, it's 3 years. When they say, well, they just wanted it anyway, 3 years. You're behind 3 years. And so something needs to be done. And that's what I'm asking you all to think about it, and your children. And this is what, one time we had some land, and I told my daughter, I said, you ought to see about buying this. If nothing else, you might be in somebody's way. Because if they want to build a street or build something, and you got this property there, like shaped like a piece of pie or something that's not large enough to do much of anything with, just look into things and see if that could be a good investment for you, for your family. And I want to let you know, our treasurer is Shelley White, and she'd worked with the county for 12, 14 years, and then she was placed when our Brett Witkowski was going to, is that his name? Yeah, was going to retire and go to something else, and she applied for the position and ran for it and won. And what she's doing, and we've always done this, where we'd go to different communities and meet with the residents, and she has it set up, and last week I was able to tell, or last time I was able to tell you a little bit about it. But all this is on her site. You go to marioncounty.org. And it'll say departments, go to treasurer, and it just tells you all about what to do to be able to sign up on the computer or however else, to be able to be in the tax sale or to be, looking at different things. But what she's doing is she's going to 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6, 7 communities. And she's going to be in the city of Benton Harbor on Wednesday, February 19th, which is tomorrow, Wednesday, March 12th, and each time from 1 to 3 p.m. She would stay later if need be. You don't have to make an appointment, and it's being done here in the City Hall. This is where you come, and then maybe they have a room where she talks with you privately. She has a computer with her where she'll be able to pull up your property, tell you what you need to do, and help you get in a payment plan, if nothing else. And what we suggest people do is when you get in the payment plan, you get caught up, keep paying $100 a month or whatever, so that when the bill comes again, and it's coming, you would be caught up. You might even get ahead and could buy another piece of land or something. So please remember, she'll be at Benton Charter Township on Wednesday, February 25th, on Wednesday, March 26th, and she's in Niles and Waterville, Chickamee, City of Buchanan, City of Niles. You can live in Niles and come to Benton Harbor if you find yourself here or you work here. Go to one that's closest to you. It's the same person, same equipment, and you don't have to live there to go to visit her there. And so I ask you all to look at the marioncounty.org site and go to treasure and see about the property that's coming up. And the sale will be July, August, probably more at the end of July. But if you have property now, you can straighten it out and get it caught up until March 31st. On April 1, it's ours. Thank you.
Thank you. This brings us to the next item on our agenda, which is citizens' comments, which also is public participation. There is a 3-minute maximum per speaker. Please sign in with the city clerk.
Garrick Nastrom.
Good evening. My name is Garrick. I'm the program director at Out Center Southwest Michigan. Since 2022, the Out Center has hosted our annual Pride Fest at Benton Harbor's Dwight P. Mitchell City Center Park. Many of you have actually attended that event. In 2024, our Benton Harbor and St. Joe communities experienced an influx of radical provocateurs who made it their mission to attend a variety of community events and engage in hostile behavior to both vendors and attendees. These provocateurs attended last year's Pride Fest in Benton Harbor and were allowed to remain in the park by Benton Harbor law enforcement under the direction of the city attorney, who has since admitted that she was wholly unprepared at the time that she received their call. After the event, our team worked hard on ways to ensure that this would never happen to our event again. We made plans to fence off the park as per the advice of local law enforcement and presented a draft to update the city's park policies designed to help address these situations. In November 2024, we submitted our park application for Pride Fest 2025, only to find out several weeks later that it was being held up by the city manager and the director of public safety. On January 8th, I spoke with city manager about our application. In our conversation, Mr. Little communicated that the city would not be doing events in City Center Park and that the city would refer us and other events to other parks. To clarify, I asked him if there would really no longer be events in City Center Park. Mr. Little replied in this very room, "Yes, that is what I am saying. There will be no events in City Center Park." Following this conversation, I emailed Mr. Little to confirm what he had said. In his response, he backtracked from his in-person statement, claiming, "I did not say that we would not hold any events in City Center Park, but would not permit certain events that present special problems for the city in terms of security and control." We have made every attempt to reach out to the city manager on this issue, emailing him on January 29th, February 3rd, February 4th, February 7th, and February 11th to no reply. Here's the text from the body of those emails. Please confirm for us that the following text from Wednesday, January 8th email is the current official city policy. The city would not permit certain events that present special problems for the city in terms of security and control. If this is the current official city policy, please provide information on what constitutes 1, certain events, and 2, special problems. Further, please provide information regarding how our proposed event meets the criteria for certain events that present special problems. Michigan Attorney Dana Nessel has made clear in recent days that it is the responsibility of Michigan leaders to ensure all citizens, including LGBTQ ones, have equitable access to public services. With this in mind, we are again seeking clarity on Benton Harbor's park approval policy and how, again, certain events that represent special problems. Thank you very much.
No more comments.
Thank you. This brings us to our consent calendar items. Is there a motion for the approval of the consent calendar?
Motion for approval.
Commissioner Henry is raising her hand.
I'd like to take out number 5, resolution for the garbage collection rate, and number 7, resolution approving social district for discussion.
Duly noted. Is there a motion for the approval of the consent calendar? Motion is made by Commissioner Henderson and is supported by
Support.
Commissioner Singleton. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Kennard,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry, Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion carried.
This brings us to item number 5, resolution establishing garbage collection rates, billing processes, creation of tailored collection categories, and the use of stickers for waste disposal. Is there a motion for the approval? Motion is made by Commissioner Henderson. Is there support?
Support.
It's supported by Commissioner Singleton. Is there discussion? Chair recognizes 4th Ward Commissioner Clark Griffin.
Okay. I read this, and there was lot of things that I saw was wrong with it. First of all, okay, residents will be paying extra money. Failure to pay may result in water share. This for trash, right? Late payments determined by the city manager, so the city manager will decide what the late payment fee will be. If garbage is collected when payment is due, past due, additional late fee. So we got late fee on top of late fee. If extra items are collected without a sticker rate, of required sticker will be added to the bill. So we got it added to the bill on top of everything else that went up and going up. And people are already struggling. If the utility bill is not paid, the outstanding plus additional fees may be added in the customer's property tax. So now we got people who might can lose their home. We already got people losing their home. Just had people study getting shut off for water bills. Now we putting an extra burden on financial hardship. In light of what's already going on too with the government. A lot of people don't even know what's gonna happen. All this stuff is getting cut off, and shut off, and froze, and, I just can't see it. Where's the empathy and sympathy for the residents? And then I was reading the paper. Director of Public Safety said, code, only thing they have in place for business, rental, and other ones that's not following the law is Public Code 1997, Oregon State. Penalties for people who not have inspection done or pay fees. Nope, there's no penalties to be penalty. Updated building permit and code compliance needs to be updated. No T2 ordinance, nothing the city can do. So you got businesses, you got some liquor stores, you got rental property, not doing what they're supposed to do, but no penalty. But there's always penalty for the residents. If the yard not cut, if the bill not paid, it's all property tax. Come on now. Okay, then it says, the deputy director of fire said, rental homes not inspected, unregistered, and illegal electrical work. Some of 2 homes recently.
Commissioner Clark Griffin, what's in front of us is the,
No, I can talk and I can say what I want, just like.
but we have to discuss what's on the agenda,
And this is.
which is trash collection.
I know what we discussed.
But you're discussing rental homes and,
Yes, because it's
but we have to
about
stick,
penalties.
no, we have to,
No, we do not.
we have
You
to.
cannot tell me what, how, and when to say it. You say what you want when you want it. I have equal rights just like you. And I'm leading to what I'm saying. And this all has something to do with it. You got penalty for this, and before I be rudely interrupted again, because you're not supposed to interrupt me when I have the floor, and I have the floor, let me finish.
But as a chair, I am responsible
No,
for
as a
making
chair, you're
sure
not
that
supposed to
everybody
interrupt
stays
her.
on
You're
course
still
with the
not supposed to
agenda.
interrupt her, and I am on the course.
Should
You
I,
remember that when you talk, because you be all over. You know you're not supposed to interrupt me.
please speak to
You
the
violate my
agenda?
rights, and I am. Rental homes not inspected, unregistered and illegal electrical work. Most of the liquor stores in town are not paying their liquor, tobacco, or gas pump.
Point of order, point of order, point of order,
This was in the
Commissioner.
newspaper, this public knowledge.
Point of order.
Point of clarity, matter of fact. Point of
I got the
clarity.
floor. Neither one of y'all supposed to interrupt me.
Point of clarity. Is this part of this resolution?
No,
It's part of what I got to say, just like y'all say what y'all want to say.
but the reason why we have an agenda for city commission meetings is because we are supposed to stick
And
to
you
agenda
guys don't.
items.
And you rudely interrupting me again.
But you're quoting,
violating my
you're
rights.
quoting the public safety director from an article in the newspaper.
In the newspaper. that
Totally
he
unrelated
said, and it's
to
leading to
this item.
penalty. It's leading to all the state fact that resident has penalty but these people don't. They are coming in and they are making money off the citizens and nothing's being done. Yet the citizens are being penalized for everything, losing homes. Some homes for $100 less because it's got fees adding up by the time it get to the county. So, yes, I'm leading up to it, and I have the right to say it, and you are rudely interrupting me, and you are violating my rights. And I want to finish what I got to say. So, do you want me to finish?
Please finish your point.
Thank you. Okay, most of the liquor stores in town have not paid their liquor, tobacco, or gas pump.
Point of order,
Places
Commissioner.
making money off our citizens. This is what Director of Fire said. Places are making money off our citizens, and they are the ones that should be handled. And then after the meeting, the Director of Fire said the city is owed almost $88,000 in fees, which includes business and rental, registration, mowing, and miscellaneous fees. If we could collect those 88,000 that's owed from all these other places that not paying what they're supposed to be, I think the city would be in better shape. You know, have empathy and sympathy for these people. These are taxpayers. They are paying the bills of the city, and they should be put first. If there's penalty for them, then it should be penalty for all these other businesses that's not paying. Thank you.
Chair recognizes First Ward Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. Just wanted to speak to the resolution and what we'll be voting on tonight. Just as you can imagine, so just over the weekend, there were a lot of people reaching out about, after seeing the article about trash collection and just the increased amount. And I would just be one to say, I understand as the cost of collecting refuse has increased, we need to address it because our general fund cannot handle the additional amounts of money that'll be needed to collect the trash. But I would also implore the city manager to put in some efficiencies within the system, start times for our garbage pickup, to create some efficiencies in our department to offset, hopefully, what this minor increase will be. And hopefully, we won't see in another 3 years another ask for increase. But trash pickup should be going to 3 days so that we, earlier start time for people picking up trash. I don't think trash pickup should be 5 days a week. It should be 3 days a week, two of those days for large items so that we're not picking up large items every day. Have a specific day that large items will be picked up, a specific day that rubbish and that kind of thing is picked up to create some efficiencies in the department. So if the citizens are being asked for an increase, I think we need to look at seriously efficiencies that need to occur in that department and should happen, do what needs to be done so that could happen, which means looking at April or May at starting some of that, because I don't understand why our trash pickup is at 8:30? Why we don't start at 6 or earlier, so this 3 days, you get a longer day to do that. So we need to build some efficiencies into the refuse operations, especially since we're asking for an increase in the amount that we'll be paying. Thank you.
Just like to just inform the public and listeners, in 2020, the monthly cost per resident was $17.65. The landfill cost per ton was $52.80, which was $13,958.79 per month for the city. In 2021, our rate remained at $17.65. The landfill cost increased at $55.44, which increased the monthly amount to $16,070.26. In 2022, our monthly cost per resident remained at $17.65. The landfill cost increased to $65.26, which increased our monthly cost at $19,906.31. In 2023, our monthly cost remained at $17.65. The landfill cost increased to $73 $20,493.94, which brought an increase to $20,383.32. In 2024, our monthly rate remained at $17.65. The monthly rate for the landfill increased to $76.41 per ton, which brings it to an increase of $21,054.66. Just recently increased from $18 per month per resident to $20 per resident on December 3rd, 2024. And there was no front page article on the Herald Palladium. But be it as it may, I think it's only prudent for us if we're going to maintain operations. The maintenance costs for our trucks, gasoline cost, not to mention landfill costs, staff. And I want to commend the staff because the same people that's plowing the streets are the same people that's turning around, picking up the trash. At one time, we had, I believe, about 24 people working in Public Works. Now we're lucky to have 10. So it's equivalent to 2 men in a truck trying to maintain the operations of a city with meager resources. So I also will add that the shareholder for our trash company is the resident. The residents own the trucks. The residents own the business. So we are, our staff is administrating the business, and we're trying to continue to provide the service at a reasonable cost. So I would amend it to $20 as opposed to $21, and keep it consistent with, even though our township neighbor have a much larger group paying in, well, we have a much smaller group, which makes it easier for them as a municipality. But we do hear the cries of residents and the struggle of our residents in particular. So I would like to amend it to $20, but I don't think we have a choice at this time with landfill costs increasing, and we've kept the rates at $17.65 for years. Chair recognizes Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. I really don't have a problem with it, but there's some language in here that I do have a problem with. When you have rental property and people sign an affidavit that they're going to pay the water and the trash bill, and if they don't pay, then it goes on the taxes. That's a problem. Because if you sign up for it and you don't pay it, then why should the homeowner be taxed? And once it goes over to Berrien County, there's extra fees that start hitting it. And so we told people not to pay their water bill. Then they put it on your taxes. And when it hits the county, it don't show up just as a water bill. You have the 20% increase. You have the administrative fees. So $800 now becomes $1,400 when it hits the county. So when they take it at the midpoint of the year and somebody owes a water bill, it automatically hits their taxes. Then you got to pay the administrative. Then you got to pay the inflation rates. You have to pay the percentages. And this is not no hearsay. It's the truth. And so you have a tenant that signs an affidavit that I'm going to pay the water bill, I'm going to pay the trash bill, and if they don't pay, then you're saying we're going to shoot it on your taxes. And when that happens, then not only are you not getting rent, now you're not going to get, you're going to be stuck with another bill plus the percentage that happens. So maybe we need to look at some other language, because if I sign up for trash and water, then I should be responsible for it. Not the person that, because then the other thing is, Honorable Commissioner, Mayor, that if the truck breaks down and we out a couple days, trash don't stop in the house. So what happens in some other instances, in some other areas in the township, that you're allowed to place 2 small bags or 2 bags of trash on the sides of the trash can, Christmas time, or if a holiday falls on a Monday, or we're late getting it for some other reason, then you're allowed to put just regular household trash. I'm not talking about putting a couch or a refrigerator or a stove next to the bucket, but I'm saying just ordinary trash. White trash bag, black trash bag that just has some paper or Pampers or anything like that. I don't see where that's adding to. $2 is not a lot of money. But when it comes to you paying $2 or paying $10 for your medication, it might not sound a lot to us who being employed right now, but I'm on the back end now. When I first came, I was a little bit younger, but now I'm looking at retirement, and every dime counts and every dollar counts, and especially if we're talking about putting it on their taxes. And what if they don't own the house, but they have the water bill in their name? I think that definitely needs to be looked at. Thank you, Honorable Mayor.
Chair recognizes Second Ward Commissioner Warren.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. So right now, we're all facing an increase in prices for everything. And the mayor did a great job of kind of laying out that we've been paying the same amount since 2020, which is definitely not sustainable. I do have an issue with the 16% increase that is proposed tonight. There was proposed to $21. I think it is a huge jump, and I would have preferred personally if we could have increased it by 3 or 4% per year versus a huge 16%, but that's neither here nor there. To right size this, I do like what the mayor said. He proposed a new amount of $20 per month. We do have to pay our bills as a city, so we definitely have to have some increase to help pay for our trash, but I don't like that huge 16% jump, so I definitely agree that if we can get that lowered, and we'll still be going in the right direction towards paying our bills properly.
The chair recognizes Commissioner at Large Isom.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. I just want to thank Nick Gunn for bringing down at Public Safety, Public Works meeting, giving us a breakdown of the financials for the trash. The total cost for 2024 garbage operation was $537,517. Amount received for the cost versus the service, where the city lost $36,294 for the year of 24. And Supervisor Meeks gave us a good breakdown how the one barrel can, 97 gallons, 95 gallons, but outside of the can, you have 6 and 7 and 8 bags. So the city is paying the offset of what we usually do. And this is going on for years, too. Being over the Personnel and Finance Committee meeting, the utility fund cannot even build up enough to withstand itself, because we're drawing straight from the general fund. And again, Supervisor Meeks gave a good breakdown how the city is continuing to take multiple bags of trash and taking on the costs, and we losing every year. So I think that an increase is, everything is going up. You know, the system that with the stickers that Nick Gunn laid out to us, I wish we can put it up on the monitor, but I know everybody didn't see it, but the cities continue to lose money. And we got to clean this city up.
I'd like to make a motion to amend the to $20. Is there a second?
So moved.
Second is made by Commissioner Singleton. Madam Clerk, do we need to vote? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
This is an amendment, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
No.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
No.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard,
No.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Chair recognizes Third Ward Commissioner Henry.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, the history of Benton Harbor and having these large items. Well, let me start with the compassion first. You hear people say everything is going up, and it's true, it is, except our income. That's the only thing that's not moving. Cost of living is eating up everything. So when I hear people say that, it just bugs me. But I have to ask this question because they put up there that we've been paying $16.65 or something every month. How
1765.
17. How many citizens' homes are included in that amount? See, when you put those numbers up there, you left out one. How many people actually are in that count? Is it 200 people? I know our citizens have gone down over the years. Is it 200 citizens, households that are paying that amount? Is it how many? And of course, there is a cost to operating the trucks. I sit here month after month and I see a truck, a truck, one of our trash trucks, one or the other, is in the repair shop every month. So I know there's some kind of problem and something is going on. I don't send my car to the shop every month. So, yeah, there's something that needs to be looked at in the proper way. I'm not sure if I'm satisfied with the stickers, but they seem fair. $35, we've never paid $35. The collectors before, they charged $30 for large items. And then there's an additional thing that the mattresses have to be bagged in a disposable bag. That's an additional expense. Usually when you got a mattress that's not any good anymore, you throw it out. But I understand the reason why we have to try to put them in bags now because of bugs, bed bugs, and being transferred from one thing to the other. So there is a reason, and I'm understanding some of this stuff, and I think that you should be allowed to, especially on holidays and that, to have an extra bag or two without paying. I just have a problem with that. Like my household, I only put out trash once a month. Sometimes not even once a month. But I pay every month. So when you say you put a ton, how many tons? Where are we getting these tons from? How many houses are we coming from?
I believe it's
You're not giving us-
2,600.
How many?
2,600.
2,600 houses at that price. Well, I know somebody's gonna do that ad for me. Well, she's always on her calculator. $45,890. That's what we're supposed to get every month. Can you put that back on the screen so I can see exactly, Madam Clerk? $45,000 $890 every month. Now, true enough, because of the water problem, people have not been paying their bills. But that is at the end now, because I've got a list, and I swear it was close to 300 to 500 homeowners that had their water turned off in the coldest part of the winter. So they're turning the water off, and if you get your water turned off, you got to pay a $50 fee to get it turned back on. And I guarantee you, they came. I saw water bills for $123 that was shut off for $123. I saw water bills that was shut off for $2,000. But every one of those people need water. Water is a right. It is not a privilege. So therefore, everyone that had their water turned off, they came down and made arrangement, or they paid their bill. So a ton at $52.80. See, all the numbers are not up there to really look at. The people are paying their bills. I'm just having a problem with non-compassionate decisions we're making. This is a poor community. Over 47% of the population is below poverty, is into poverty. We have to do better. When the state tell us to do things, they say you have to raise revenue or you have to decrease your services. But all we come up with is more money for the citizen to pay. We ask for recycling. That will cut a lot of stuff down. It's a lot of things that we could do to cut our trash bill down. But we are going toward the jugular vein of the people, and I'm really not satisfied. I know we got to do something, but I'm not satisfied with how we're doing this, because those numbers don't align with $45,890 a month. Thank you.
I call for the question.
Honorable Mayor, I would ask that we either amend the fact or about the tax. Because if we're going to put this on the tax roll or the tax bill, I think we can come back and either amend that or say the said party will have to be responsible for that bill. But you cannot keep putting the burden on the homeowner if they're not there. I mean, somebody runs up a bill and then piles trash up. Now when you sign a lease, they make you come down here and sign an affidavit to say that I'm responsible for that bill. How does now that become the homeowner's bill if they sign the affidavit stating that they're taking full responsibility for that bill? I don't think that's right. We did that during COVID, and people ran up $2,000 or $3,000 bills, and it went to the homeowner instead of went to the person who signed the affidavit.
The landowner.
The landowner. And whether right or wrong, if you sign that affidavit saying I'm fully responsible, then how now does it become the responsibility of the homeowner, or the landowner, I'll say that, to pay that bill?
So the city would have to develop a policy of collections where we would have to go after the person that is under signature of the affidavit and handle the bill through collections, payment plan, or even garnishment or judgment. So that would be a total shift in our policy as far as water, trash, because that is mandated on any homeowner or landowner. So we would have to adjust our collection policy as it relates to our water utility. Tonight, this is dealing with the trash collection increase. I think that we would probably need to come back and address through the legislative committee if we were going to come up with a new policy of collection as it relates to delinquent and or accounts that have been charged off.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor.
Thank you. I call for the question.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
No.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard,
No.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion carried.
This brings us to the final item separated from the agenda, resolution approving social district permit for Pipestone Indoor Country Club. Is there a motion for the approval? Motion is made by Commissioner Henderson.
Support.
It is supported by Commissioner Isom, and is there discussion? The chair recognizes Third Ward Commissioner Henry.
And why this did not come through committee? I heard that there was some person in the city staff said that Wednesday night meeting was not important. And I've seen a lot of strange things happen at our meetings. Different things are not addressed in the proper meeting, and it's a lot of crazy stuff going on that's scaring me to death. So I'm wondering how come this didn't come through committee? Why didn't it get vetted and researched like every other item that comes to this body? That is my first question as to why they didn't come then. I've got a whole lot of other questions after that, but why is this so important that it cannot come through the normal channels of our committee meetings or meat and potato night?
Mr. Manager, what committee did this item come through?
Thank you. If I'm not mistaken, I believe, is this not the license for that? This would be part of the package that went through committee. In fact, I believe it went through 2 committees months ago when we first voted to set up the social district. What this is the follow-up requirement that each of the businesses that serve alcohol in the district has to make an application that has to go through us to go to the state in order to be able to apply.
Granted, Honorable Chair, but the process is to vet these kind of things through our committees. And yes, we've had other entities asked to be in this social district, and it went through committee. It did not go straight to the body. So that's my question. Did this one go through? You can play all of those other little games and make the story long all you want, but did this go through meat and potato night, Wednesday night at 5:30?
I do want to recognize our Assistant City Manager, Clerk.
So this item did not go through committee, neither did the other 2 that we approved for the brick house and the mason jar. They went straight to the city commission as was voted on when we approved the social district plan.
Madam Clerk, has it been another person after we approved the plan that came through and asked for?
No, all 3 applications have come straight to City Commission.
Do you find that it's irregular, that it's not being vetted through committee?
No, because they all have the same requirements that are set forth in that maintenance plan, and they all have to follow those same requirements. So as long as they are met, the City Commission can go ahead and approve them.
Thank you, Clerk.
So, Madam Clerk, this particular business, 259 Territorial Pipestone Indoor Country Club, were they part of that original group?
Yes, they are located inside the original social district.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Honorable Mayor, I do want to suggest this to our commission, that I have not heard anything from our public safety director or the deputy director about people in people's windows and getting drunk and falling through their windows and all these other kind of things that were proposed that was going to happen when this happened. And if there is an uptick in that, I would ask for somebody to let us know, because that's what was so stated when they first started the social district, that people were going to be unruly and doing foul things down there. And I would love to hear from our public safety department to know, before I vote, has there been an uptick in any of those kind of behaviors? People been unruly, been violent, or anything in that area since the social district? Thank you.
Just first of all, Madam Clerk, how many businesses are participating at this time in the district?
So this will be the 3rd that has come through us. However, they all have to be approved by the state, and we have not gotten anything from the state stating that the previous ones have been approved yet. So the social district is not up and operating until they get approved by the state.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor.
I call for the question.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats,
I was quick, yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry, Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard, Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion carried.
This brings us to our staff comments. I'd like to recognize our Deputy Director of Public Safety, Deputy Clark. The chair recognizes our City Attorney, Attorney Seneca.
No report tonight, Mayor Mohammed.
Chair recognizes our Assistant City Manager and City Clerk Moore.
I have no report this evening.
Chair recognizes our City Manager, Manager Little.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to say that we don't bring bills like the increase in refuse rates because it's something we like doing. That 1765 rate has been around since at least 2018. I looked this afternoon, that's what was in the WeCycle contract in 2018. Unfortunately, one of the very first things that I had to deal with this morning was a phone call letting us know that we couldn't dump anything else at the landfill until we paid a $21,000 bill that's due. I guess it just doesn't come natural to understand that besides that's only the cost of disposal. Besides that, you've got workers who are working every day doing the refuse pickup. They have to be paid. The fuel is running about $4,000 a month. Then, as was mentioned, there are repairs to be made to the vehicles, and that's because we didn't get new vehicles to begin with. We got the best that was available, and we have to maintain them if we're going to continue to provide the service. So we are being faced with, on a day-to-day basis, the realities of just running the business of city. And the business of city, those numbers have to wind up balancing, or else it comes from somewhere. And that's exactly what we're trying to do, is get things back in focus, because a lot of the charges and so forth are way below, and you're constantly taking money out of the general fund that needs to be there for other things. And at the same time, prices are steadily rising, and that's beyond our control. We're no different than any other business. If you start off a day with a certain cost of doing business, cost increase, the next day it's higher, the money's got to come from somewhere. And I just want to express appreciation to the commission for taking the action to allow us to improve that situation, because believe me, it's not easy going through day to day getting those kind of calls. We have to do what we can do.
I do want to recognize with executive privilege our public safety foreman, Demetrius Meeks. I believe he has served the city of Benton Harbor faithfully 25 years. 28.
Push your button.
28.
28 years in April.
28 years and
In May, I'm sorry, in May.
28 years in May. So I know you don't get a lot of flowers and accolades and praises, but I want to say publicly that I thank you for your hard work, your commitment, and 28 years doing anything is honorable and commendable. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks.
I do want to recognize our 4th Ward Commissioner, Clark Griffin.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight and just to update what's going on in the 4th Ward. I'm still working with 3 different organizations to help the homeless, and not just the homeless, just people that need help. You know, we making sure they having a warm place, hot soup and hot tea, whatever they need, that personal hygiene, clothes. So, just trying to help where it's needed. And I'm glad that, God has allowed me to do that. Also, there will be our 4th annual spring cleanup on March the 22nd. And so going to be doing that annual spring cleanup soon. And tonight, for the 3rd year in a row, I've had the honor to help be in the pick and help pick the Junior Youth of the Year Boys and Girls Club. So, that's an honor and a privilege to be asked for the 3rd year in a row. So, God bless. Have a good night.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Commissioner at Large, Kennard.
Thank you, Mayor. One of the things I wanted to say, thank all of you all for coming out on such a frigid night. It is pretty cold out there, but I know that you are here for a reason. But I want to let all of our residents know that they elected us and we stood right here and raised our hand, put our hands on the Bible, and we promised to be a voice for the people. And we have to do that, those that have a conscience at all. One of the things I've followed through with those that came here with problems, and I try to always have a listening ear because they elected me. One of the ladies here, I'm here, and I'm going to pass these out to you all before I leave here. This lady here, I voted no the last time for more money to be thrown in to getting shoddy work like this done. And then she tells me that the city manager told her to go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get something to stick these together. If someone has been coming in to do work, why should they have to go behind that person and try to fix shoddy work like this?
This was what I was trying to say. We got a department here that can go behind each job that's been done and approve whether it's to be paid for. Other than that, this work should not have been even paid for. This is a threshold you go across. It's all loose. And the first thing they say about a black family, they got it all fixed and got this up and going, and black people are tearing the houses up. This was never done right in the first place. So why would you, in all conscience, as a city manager, pay someone and this work is shoddy like this? And don't say that her children did it, because all her children are grown, her grandchildren is grown. So now this is shoddy work, and this is not all of it. And she didn't ask for them to fix the whole house. Why would you buy material to have this done if it's not supposed to be done right? Now, we're supposed to have inspections here. Why don't the inspectors go in and approve whether it's been done right or not? And that's the end of it. The person shouldn't have to sign out for the person. Who is this person that would do shoddy work like this anyway? So I'm telling you all, the reason I voted no, why would we constantly be throwing money in here and people do shoddy work? Why would he pass this and pays people if this work is done like this? This is not right. These are residents. If you helping them, show that you're helping them. Not just pass something through like this. So I got this, and the other lady that's got the roofing thing, she's sending me something. But anyway, I want to show you all that I'm not just trying to keep a problem going, but the problem is here, and we got to get it straightened out, because we're here because of the residents anyway. So we're supposed to treat everybody right and not try to abuse your position. Thank you all, and you have a blessed night.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Third Ward Commissioner Henry.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank everyone that come out to watch us, your government in action. I just say that when it comes to money, you spend your money where your priorities are. So if we keep crying that we don't have enough money to do this and do that, I know for a fact that we have a lot of money pushed out that brings nothing back to us. Nothing. We spend a lot of money, and then you look at those AP reports, we spend a lot of money on things that bring nothing back to us as a government, as a city, or citizens. So we have to hold people accountable when we pay. Now, you say that people are getting these jobs done, the contractors are doing the job. It's the people's money that we're paying the contractors with, so therefore they should have 100%. No way in the world will you take money out of your bank account and pay a contractor that didn't do the work or didn't do a good job. So we as government have to hold these contractors to being a professional and doing good job work. If we don't, there's another shame on us. And we have already, Commissioner Kennard targeted 2 people. We don't know if that's 2 people or 10 people. But those 2 did complain, and they have neither one of them been resolved by staff. That's 100% that they should have everything that their contract allowed them to have. And if it's shoddy work, we pay it, the city pay it, but it's the citizens' money that we're paying it with. So hold them accountable. That's the key to it, is holding these contractors accountable to do the work right. Thank you.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Second Ward Commissioner Warren.
Thank you. I don't have much today for the second ward. I still have to get concrete dates on the calendar for our spring events, so I will be following up with that. Thank everybody for coming out, and stay warm. Thank.
The chair recognizes First Ward Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you. Just like to thank all of the residents for coming out and as has already been stated, for braving this weather. Just like to congratulate President Pillars on their adoption of Frank's Park, which is actually in my ward. So looking forward to that partnership and helping to improve that park. Just wanted to speak briefly again about the trash issue that actually made the news, like the mayor said. The township and other places have done similar things, and nobody's shown up from the media to cover an item about trash and an increase, which is a shame. That we make the news for those kinds of things versus some of the other positive things that have occurred in the city. And so hopefully we'll see them more often when there are positive things happening. But I applaud again this commission for getting tough things done in the community. It's not easy to raise have to raise rates on an already struggling community for a necessity that needs to occur in our city. So I applaud this commission for making very tough decisions. When you sit in this seat, you take a lot of criticisms, no matter what, and that's including our staff for even doing their jobs. And like the mayor stated, we thank you all because we know it's a thankless job every day. And so when we get an opportunity to thank you guys, thank you. But I do, as I stated in my comments, think that there is room for improvement. We need to improve efficiencies in how we pick up trash and days that's scheduled, like scheduling a day for bulky items to be picked up versus picking them up every day, making fewer trips to the landfill. There are some things that can be done to create efficiencies in that department, and we need to actively work on those. And those are my comments, and I thank everybody again for coming out.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Commissioner at Large Isom.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. The city is a business, prices go up. We got to we got to find efficiency ways, but to, if everything else going up, fuel and landfill fees going up, you must, I know it's hard for city manager to do this, but we have to adjust. Tomorrow is Personnel and Finance Committee meeting, and when I see the numbers, I can already see the utility funds low, and general fund low because of expenses. But we got to do what we got to do to keep the city running and afloat. I'd like to thank the comments by the Outreach Center here. I went to his event a couple times, and just to support things downtown in the area. So I hope we can figure that out to, help him in his the group. I'd like to thank Nick Gunn for that presentation at Public Works, Public Safety meeting. If everyone can get that, I hope that, did we send that out, Clerk Moore, to everybody? Good presentation about how the landfill and garbage, trash numbers all add up. And the city is losing. The city is losing. City is losing. So great job on that. He did a great job on that. So I wish everybody can look at it and you can see the numbers, how they come together. One more thing, the evaluation for the Clerk Moore. I wish all the commissioners, I hope you got that we can, maybe at the next commission meeting, we can do I don't know if she want public or closed session meeting evaluation, but we'll get that. But please have them in by the next commission meeting. I think it's March 3rd. And so I can say thank you everyone for coming out again. And it's the Detroit Pistons now, but God bless you. Expect great things. And I forgot, I want to thank President Pillars. He'll be taking care of Frank's Park. Great job stepping up like that to volunteer and help the city. Thank you so much again. expect great things.
Thank you, Commissioner Isom. Chair recognizes Commissioner at-large Singleton.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. I thank everybody for coming out, all the citizens, with your concerns. Keep bringing them, and, hopefully we can get them resolved. Those organizations that's doing good things in the city, all that helps, making the community better. So hats off to a lot of you. Nick Gunn, yeah, thank you for your work too. I did break it down with the company that the citizens own, the garbage company. Yeah, it's tough to have to raise some prices, but the numbers speak for themselves. We all know some years ago when there was some issues with a contractor, and the trash didn't get picked up for days, and it piled up, and the press was in on that, and you was looking on TV and seeing garbage all over the place and wondering how it's going to get picked up. But one good thing, now that the citizens own the garbage company, it can be tweaked. You're not looking to make a profit. You're looking to cover the costs and get the job done. If we were up under contract with a contractor, they looking to pay their costs plus make a profit, And I think some time ago, some of the bids came in that some of them was wanting $20 a month back then, and that was probably 10 years ago or so, to 17 something and then now 20. Yeah, it's a little tough, but, it covers the cost. I think, with some of the things that Commissioner Henderson was talking about, getting, just doing some the efficiencies and just operating our business, better. And I believe that'll finally get us to a point where, you could either stabilize the bills or even lower them if you're getting, the money for all the extra stuff that's getting, put out. We lost, the company lost a whole lot of money, dumping, picking up stuff that it wasn't getting paid for. You can't keep doing that, You'll be out of business real quick. So I think it just needs some tweaking, and get it to work, Like you say, we own it, and so we should be able to with input from everybody, get it to operate like it need to be operating, And the alternative, if you don't, cover the costs and not able to go out there and dump anything, it start piling up, or it start piling up down at Public Works, and that ain't good. So I just, I think it'll work. We just gotta, put our heads together and get it to work for us. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Commissioner Singleton. Chair recognizes Mayor Pro Tem Dwayne Seats.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. Thank everybody who came out tonight and for everything that has happened. I'm going to talk about the elephant that's in the room, this recall that was filed on behalf of people who are doing good work. The city has not been in better shape than it is now. The roads have not looked like they look in probably the last 40, 50 years. Talk when somebody else talking, please. And also, I will say that houses are being remodeled on the outside for free right now. People are getting free siding, free everything. It's not coming out of the taxpayers of the city of Benton Harbor's pockets. Water from the curb to the faucet was replaced under this administration. All the lead lines was replaced under this administration. We receive awards for what has happened under this administration. Now, y'all go and play these games like somebody in their house did this behind a computer, who don't have a vote, don't have a connection with nobody, can't talk to nobody, and they did all this, and now we're going to recall people who have not done anything wrong. If anything, anybody should be recalled. Does anybody support the person who's putting out all these recalls? And that's who should be recalled, but, you know, they did it right this time because they got somebody willing to tell on them. So, you know, they got the right one this time. So now when it flip on them, then everybody going to be looking crazy and saying, oh, I ain't had nothing to do with it. Praise the Lord, I didn't know nothing about it. You know, so, you know, listen, I've been in this for a long time, and I've seen the same hands say they're doing some great and mighty things and really have done nothing. Just be honest. I mean, come on, man. We sit out here, take a tax. People call us in the middle of the night. We stood out there at Harbor Shores. The water main broke. This young man over there with 28 years of service stayed out there almost 2 days, and they said the mayor dug down and broke the water main down at Harbor Shores. You know, it's just rhetoric that people put out there, and, you know, with itching ears, we just love to hear something so just negative about anybody. And yet the truth was we stayed out there almost to the end of the night, then came out first thing in the morning to make sure that the people had water. And I didn't see nobody with no little car or nothing else come out there and try to help fix the situation or get on the internet or nothing and say anything or help the situation. But they said that the mayor dug down deep and broke that water main. Ain't that crazy? That's just ridiculous. So I would say that Benton Harbor, you come a long, long way. And anybody who support the recall, they did it before. They tried it last year. And they said they were supporting Martin Luther King and Emmett Till and all these other kind of things, and they threw that one out. So now they're saying that for voting yes for the city manager. So we're supposed to vote no. Honorable Mayor, can I get 30 more seconds, please? And we're supposed to vote, the state wants us to have a city manager, and they're going to recall them for voting yes for a city manager. Ain't that ridiculous? And some people just really sit back and think it's a joke. And really, you know, I mean, if the blind lead the blind, which y'all already probably done fell in the ditch. So I'm saying we need to do something to stop these recalls, this foolishness, and beat them at the polls. But you can't do that. That's why we do this. Thank you, Honorable Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Seats. I'd like to just thank everyone for coming out. I want to read something from the great Genghis Khan, who said, "Conquering the world on horseback is easy. It is dismounting and governing that is hard." Governing is when you have to take the emotion out. You have to be compassionate, but you also have to be dispassionate, because sometimes hard decisions must be made, and we have to consider and think of the whole. And the city of Benton Harbor it's not an easy ride. March 3rd, hopefully I'll be 50 at our next council meeting. And I started with a hair full of black hair.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But don't bear witness too strong now. But Father Time is always the winner. But I wouldn't change one thing. I do want to announce the new Department of Municipal Efficiency. Not Dodge, but Dome. And the city manager will be looking at every nook and cranny in every corner to find where we can save cost. Because that is something that we must do. Because as we right size and make government more efficient, we have to find ways where we can, as our grandparents would say, we have to learn to live with less. Because that's seems to be the times that we are in. For the state of the city, I will announce the date coming up. Mr. Little prepared a excellent report that I submitted to Congressman Heisinger as well as United States Senator Slotkin and Senator Peters, which detailed and outlined every federal grant, every project that money is connected to, and it's over $100 million. So the city of Benton Harbor is not on the move. The city of Benton Harbor we're making serious progress in spite of our challenges. But we'll lay out how those monies will be, how some of the money is already being spent, but how it will be spent in the future and how it's going to impact the quality of life for our residents. And in speaking with some of the other mayors in the Black Mayors of Michigan group, I think Highland Park had 30 million. Flint was close, but Benton Harbor is behind Detroit in terms of the most federal funds. And that's a testament to our leadership, because it's no I in team, though we disagree and we may have some tough dialogue, but this group working with our staff has been able to navigate Benton Harbor and move it forward where we're on the national stage and being looked at and recognized as a community that went from tragedy to triumph. So with that being said, is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion is made by Mayor Pro Tem Seat, supported by Commissioner Henderson. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Clark Griffin?
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson? Commissioner Henry? Commissioner Isom? Commissioner Kennard? Commissioner Singleton?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats? Mayor Mohammed?
Yes.
Motion carried.